Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another episode of ReaperCast. I hope you guys are all excited because there's a lot of new cards here I want to go over. So let's actually begin. We have over here, it's known as the Abyss Information Part 1, the Tri-Brigade. So over here, this is new cards from the Abyss storyline and their journey in the desert. So hopefully we might get some interesting lore coming up soon, and that would be quite fun to record. But for now, it's a new card here. So the card we have here is Tri-Brigade Bear Bloom, the Solid Assault. Link to Fire Beast Link effect monster, attack 1700 and links to the left and bottom right, which is not bad so far. However, the materials require you to have 2 Tri-Brigade monsters, which means that unfortunately there's no genericism to it. The first and second effects can only be used once per turn each. First effect, you can discard 2 cards, then target one of your banished level 4 lower beast, beast warrior or wing beast monsters and special summon it. Now what I'm actually thinking about this is that this could actually work in either Fire Fist or Black Wings, assuming you actually splash in some Tri-Brigades into the deck itself. For the second effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Tri-Brigade spell trap from your deck to your hand, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Tri-Brigade monsters. So that's kind of a restriction when it comes to the second effect. So assuming you want to actually use the first effect, it's great. But once you use the second effect to say Link Climb, then unfortunately you're not going to be able to summon anything else other than Tri-Brigade monsters. So it's a bit iffy because in this sense, since it's a fire monster, it kind of can synergize to a certain degree with Fire Fist, and because it could also bring back wing beast monsters, or rather special summon wing beast monsters, it adds that extra viability for Black Wings. But seeing the second effect is not really as usable in the generic sense, it does add those limitations, and it makes you question whether or not this particular link might be useful in that particular scenario or not. However, moving on here, we have Abyss Information Part 2, which is known as Spriggun, which is actually a new archetype, which it combines 2 words, obviously Spriggun from this spirit-like thing, and also gun. So therefore it's called Spriggun, which is definitely a nice play on words. So hopefully the effects kind of translate into that same theme. So the first card we have here is called Supreme Arc Serpent Golgonda, a fire reptile effect monster level 8, question mark for attack and 0 defense. The first and third effects can only be used once per turn. So first effect, if this card is in your hand or graveyard and there is a face-up card on your field zone, then you could special summon this card but banish it if it leaves the field. Second effect, if Vast Desert Golgonda is on the field, this card's original attack becomes 3000, so not bad. Third effect, if Vast Desert Golgonda, which is actually quite a tongue twister there, on the field would be destroyed by a card effect, you could banish 1 monster in your graveyard instead. So this is going to be quite specific to one particular card, which I kind of don't want to say again because of the fact that it's actually quite difficult to roll off the tongue. However, it doesn't really say too much, it's more so just a quick beat stick that really summons out pretty easily here. The next card we have here is Sprigguns Brothers, Fire Machine effect monster level 4, 300 attack, 1800 defense. First and second effects can only be used once per turn. First effect, if this card is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you could target 1 Sprigguns monster in your graveyard, except itself, special summon it in defense. This could actually act as a nice extender, allowing you to go for a Link, a Synchro, or maybe an Xyz monster. Second effect, if this card is in your hand, field or graveyard, you could target 1 Sprigguns Xyz monster you control, attach this card to it as Xyz material. Alright, so it kind of gives us the theme right off the bat there that this deck is going to be an Xyz focused deck. And you know what's actually interesting, in the previous ReaperCast video, I actually talked about Zexal actually getting more of a spotlight in this particular format, or this particular upcoming year of 2021, and it seems to be coming true here because we're now getting a deck that's actually focused on Xyz summoning. So here comes our Xyz monster, Sprigguns Merry Maker, Fire Machine Xyz effect monster, rank 4, 1100 attack and 2000 defense, requires 2 level 4 monsters, so nice genericism right there. First and second effects can only be used once per turn. First effect, if this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you could send one Sprigguns monster from your deck to the graveyard, which is not too bad I guess, but like I said, unless we actually have more support coming on, we can't really assess the capabilities of this or the potential of this at the moment. Second effect, during your opponent's main phase or either player's battle phase as a quick effect, you could banish this card until the end phase. Then if this card had 2 or more materials, you could send one fusion monster that uses Fallen of Albaz as a material from your extra deck to your graveyard. Definitely quite interesting to see that because of the fact that now we're actually having a fusion monster as well. So this kind of leads into the fact that this deck might be an all-rounder deck, which makes it quite interesting. So it might not actually be focused on just Xyz alone, given that we just have a reveal of fusions as well. A continuous spell, you can only use the first and second effects once per turn. First effect, if a face-up Xyz monster you control leaves the field by a card effect, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls. That monster cannot activate its effects that activate on the field for the rest of the turn. Second effect, you could send this face-up card from your spell or trap zone to the graveyard, activate a Vast Desert Gold Gondar from your deck or graveyard. So that's very interesting. So that means that the first card actually is focused, or the first card, Supreme Arc Serpent, that actually is working together with the Sprigguns, which is actually quite surprising. It's kind of like 2 archetypes in one, like 2 sub-archetypes into one major archetype. That's quite interesting here. Now finally, I wanted to talk about this card known as the Amabisan campaign. So basically, if you buy any kind of product, you get this particular card itself, which has quite questionable artwork. I mean, it definitely is very different. It's something I've never really seen before, but it's so far going to be confirmed for OCG, but I wouldn't be surprised if this also came in TCG as well, if it's going to be some sort of campaign to promote the game in some sort of way. But Amabisan is essentially a water fairy effect monster, level 3 with 0 attack, and I'm assuming also 0 defense as well. Its effect is basically at the start of your main phase 1, you can reveal this card in your hand and both players gain 300 life points. And right off the top of my head, I can't really think of any purpose for the deck itself, unless you're playing some kind of weird burn deck. But even then, it's quite questionable. It seems more so a collector's card, and this effect is definitely very unique. Basically, this whole campaign will be available starting from January the 16th, and you basically get 1 copy of this card when you buy any product, 1 per customer. But the thing is this, how can you actually tell? You know, you could actually just buy 1 product, leave, and then come back the next day and then buy a different product, and there's no guarantee that the store owner will remember you unless you're obviously coming in every single day for 10 days in a row. But even then, there might be different staff members. Maybe the rules are actually just 1 purchase at a time, and when you come back the next day it might be okay. But I don't know, I mean, you could really just stack up on these, and I could see this being, if it's not correctly monitored, then I feel like most people abuse this system and actually end up collecting a bunch of these, and then later on down the future this card might actually just jump up in value because there's some kind of demand for it for collectability purposes, and yet there's no supply because certain people might be stocking up on a lot of these early on at the moment. So it makes it quite interesting to see what's going to happen here. But definitely tell me what you guys actually think about this. This is a really weird campaign, but also don't forget to give this video a like as well if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to share it as well because this is really interesting information. Plus we also have the Tri-Brigade support, plus the Sprigguns support as well. So what did you guys think about it? However, with that being said, don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.